the story takes place. A frog living within and beside a pond that is regularly visited by a king's elephant. The keeper of the elephant often brings, actually daily, brings that elephant to drink some water in that pond. And the frog, seeing this elephant every day, was a little bit envious. And just one day while hopping around, he jumped on a half-rupee coin. And he thought, whoa, I landed on this half-rupee coin just sitting here. Like, what fortune has come to me today? I must be the richest frog on the planet. And like everything must be within my control now that I'm so rich. And he thought, you know what, today when that elephant comes, I'm going to chain him up and I'm not going to let him drink any water from this pond because it's all mine. And so he's waiting on his half-rupee coin, sitting there. And then, sure enough, the keeper comes with the elephant, and the frog gets some chains, and he leaps to the feet of the elephant, tries to chain him up, and lands under the foot of the elephant, and that was the end of his life. So that's the story. And like, for those of you who are American like me, we always need a happy ending, but this, you're not going to always get a happy ending. And this one ends in tragedy. The frog is killed by his false ego, led him to his death. And he's thinking, I just stumbled upon this wealth. It's not even his coin. It was just, he found it there. He thought he was the proprietor of everything and thought he could foolishly stop an elephant from drinking water in that pond, which didn't belong to him anyway. So there's a lot of teachings in this story. The frog represents our ego, just looking at my notes here. And the ego always thinks that we are the doers, we are the controllers, when actually we are so tiny, we're so limited, our free will, we're so finite, living in this environment, thinking we're doing everything and we're earning everything by our own activities and fending for ourselves and making so much of our endeavors, when actually, you know, the universe, the supreme person, and all the gods and elements within our environment, they're all supplying everything for us. We are so insignificant in what goes on in our environments. So mistakenly, the term false ego is there, like it's a misconception to think that we are the doers, when we are actually just very tiny. Our free will is so limited. Our abilities are so limited. We're working under the constraints of an environment that is beyond our control. And what is dispensed to us is coming by some grace. So when we're deluded by our ego, we think we are the rightful enjoyers, and we pursue our own gain regardless of the consequences it may have. And the half-rupee coin represents body, wealth, and other worldly resources. Although we didn't create them, we think they're ours. So, we're actually very small. The elephant represents time, which is so beyond our control. The frog has no ability to stop an elephant. But the frog, being deluded by the false ego, is meeting a tragic end. So we can think we can find lasting happiness by attaining and maintaining temporary things, but ultimately we ourselves fall prey to the force of time. So such a short little story is giving so much wisdom. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he often spoke of this story, showing that the false ego must go. We must do away with it, summarily dismiss it. And the pure ego we welcome, that is the servitor ego, that I am a servitor and I am part and parcel of the infinite, and it's my duty and innate interest to serve for the good of the whole and to have a servitor attitude. So that's one fable that Srila Saraswati Thakur employed, and I've heard our Gurudev mention it in his conversations with his friends. You'd hear this half-rupee coin, 50 paise, and used in many different ways, and alluding to this illustration.